Hi, I'm Yashika, and if you don't know, I am a spiritual enthusiast, which is what I used to call myself. I don't call myself that anymore, but that's what I used to call myself, a spiritual enthusiast. And on that journey, I encountered what it is that I am now rejecting, which is why I keep on coming on camera and telling you these things, because I'm done. I'm just done, okay? So on my journey of being a spiritual enthusiast, which is a person who was just deep in spirituality, not really so much of anything that I could learn. I was naturally spiritual. So this means that I was naturally connected to God. And I guess he used that to reel me in, and now I'm rejecting him, and I want to tell you all about that. So yes, I'm rejecting G.o.d. That's what I call him now. And I realized and now know who he is to me, and I am basically saying, depart from me, I never knew you. The emotions are not ones of good. It's basically just of hate, you know. And he gave me the symbol of that, which is in the form of a spiritual being, bitch boy Satan, the devil, who is now bitch boy Satan. And I did my job to whatever God wanted me to get out of this or do from this. I did it, which is to put a penis in his mouth via my fingers, giving the insight of what happened in the invisible realm to bitch boy Satan. I was the dominion and power that God chose to do this to. So with that being said, I am the messenger of that, and God gave me bitch boy Satan, who came with nothing but hate. Now, of course, I should have really thought, yeah, well, you're the one who is being the messenger of something that is so crucial to him. But at the end of the day, I did what I had to do based off of how I am. And I always get work and my job done. And I did it. My job is done. And this is the end of it. I'm no longer a spiritual enthusiast. I'm now a solo being. Okay? I am now the God instead of worshiping G.o.d. God. Now, respecting what you have going on in your life, I know that that is something that is not really said by people, that they're not really following God or anything like that. So it's kind of not the norm, because people love God, but they don't really know him, and whatever the case may be. And to be honest with you, I think I went on my journey just so that I can save people time, but I digress. So basically, in the beginning of this, the real beginning of this, I was actually more encountering with G.o.d. himself. It was a spiritual thing. It was basically also in my mind kind of thing. That's how we communicated. It was a telepathic thing. And on this journey, the beginning of it, I started calling him names, right? I had my own personal names for him, and ... Okay, things went by, but I can tell you some things that I took from my encounter with G.o.d. himself, and him including bitch boy Satan into my story, which is what I used to call our story. But because I'm departing from him by choice, because I said, depart from me, I never knew you, G.o.d. Act like you never knew me, because I don't like this and I don't like you anymore. Based off of what I know about you, I choose to depart from you and neglect you for the rest of my life. This is my choosing in my now time of this year, okay? So I can tell you some things of what went on, some notes that I took by. So I remember I would say whenever I needed him, based off of after the introduction of bitch boy Satan being in my story, or being introduced to me, it was weird. Also, that introduction was very weird, a little powerless, but I digress again. So I remember I would say the Lord's Prayer whenever I needed G.o.d. And I would say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name, whatever the case may be. And when I would say these things, it was because bitch boy Satan kept poking at me, kept poking at me, kept poking at me. Or I was in an empty room, so he would like chase me, or excuse me, not chase me. Like I said, this was like all in my mind also. So I would be laying down and bitch boy Satan would like play these stories in my mind, right? And it would kind of seem really real, whatever. But I was literally just a solo being with bitch boy Satan playing stories in my mind. So moving forward, whenever I wanted a break, I'd be like, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, which is in heaven, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not saying that anymore based off of what I learned from that scripture. Now, that scripture, it is a scripture that is including bitch boy Satan in the scripture that basically includes bitch boy Satan in our stories, right? And I would be calling the Father based off of the fact that I needed bitch boy Satan to be removed from me or pause this annoyance in my mind. And I would need God, G.o.d, to do that. And I remember he would come and he would blow into my mouth, and I would just feel at peace. And okay, that would happen, but I stopped doing that, and I don't want him to do that anymore because I don't like his connection that he has to bitch boy Satan. I just don't understand how you can love a person and continue to include bitch boy Satan in the story of the person you say you love. So I now have concluded to excluding who I thought love was from me, so that I can experience love within myself, towards myself. And I've come to the conclusion that money is that solution. Money can have me do this for myself, and this is why my focus is now money, not G.o.d, because his focus seems to be bitch boy Satan, and it's weird to me. So this is what I concluded based off of me telling G.o.d, depart from me, I never knew you, because he wants to continue, or it seems like he wants to continue this story in our lives with bitch boy Satan, and it just does not show that he loves us. It's showing that we need to have him to protect us from bitch boy Satan, that which was not supposed to be in anyone's story pertaining to the Lord's Prayer. It's a scripture that is including bitch boy Satan in your stories, and it sounds so good, like we need you, God, and God do this for me. But God gave me the authority, the power, and the dominion to just be. And I think including him in my story takes away from that. So yeah, that's one thing that I took from that. But also, I remember G.o.d also saying whenever he would come, I would be like, Lucifer is doing this, because that was the time I was calling bitch boy Satan Lucifer, because he came to me and he was like, my name is Lucifer. Like, no, bitch, your name is actually Satan, because that's the declination of your fall. So you needed that name, but you fell again with me when I started calling you bitch boy Satan. So that's where that name came from, is that I realized that he needed to be declined yet again so that he can die yet again, have another fall, so that he can completely be eradicated, erased here on earth. And that's what I did. I did my part. I contributed to the place that I live called earth by doing that. And I think that is enough. So now rewiring my life to serve myself as G.o.d. now that I serve, instead of G.o.d. outside of me. And also, not even him inside of me either. Him as an individual person for his life, I choose not to fuck with him like that because I just don't understand a nature of continuing bitch boy Satan in our lives. That was one thing that I realized. But I remember G.o.d. coming down here, like come down here, but it was like a spiritual form. I still couldn't see him. I had to have my eyes closed, and he would breathe in my mouth, but he would ask me like, what's going on, you know? He came down and he was like, oh, what's wrong, Yashika? Kind of made me feel good. So I kind of understand people really loving him and wanting to know him or whatever the case may be, because it's a special kind of feeling. I just got it and I just decided whatever you came with, I don't really want any part of, because you're just not right to me. You're not love to me. I rather show myself love instead. So he would be like, what's wrong? And I'd be like, well, you know, Lucifer is doing this and Lucifer is doing that. And he would blow into my mouth and it would like all disappear in a way. And then what happened with that is it wouldn't last. Like bitch boy Satan would be so, it's like he would go on and on and on and on and on fighting for my attention. He was just so forceful in his wanting my attention, wanting to be a part of my story, that, you know, God's breath in me wouldn't last. Like I would need to continue to say, our Father who art in heaven, please come, blah, 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 blah. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. And it's just like, now I'm not really connecting to that anymore, because now I'm thinking to myself, he's not good. But what I will say is one secret that I don't think was supposed to be a secret. It was supposed to be for a specific time. Meaning that since that time has ran out, I can say what it is, because it will bring clarity to what it is that we should be doing together as human beings. I am a reflection of you. The reason why I went through this was not supposed to be for you to go through it. I want to save people time. I don't want you to go through the same thing I've gone through. So as I'm coming out of it, I'm like, I'm just going to document it. And these are the things that I'm documenting. But I remember G.o.d. saying, I am Lucifer. So that is something that bitch boy Satan did not want me to say, because this brings context to everything. God is God. We know, we've said that God is also love, right? Love is loving yourself. So when bitch boy Satan fell from God, G.o.d., his name fell. He declined in nature, and that is a way to kill him, is by destroying his name, or what he wants you to think is his name. So that's exactly what I did. But his name was Lucifer before, and G.o.d. took it back. And G.o.d., when G.o.d. used to come here and blow in my mouth and everything would be fine and have conversations with me sometimes, he has said, I am Lucifer, meaning he took back his name from bitch boy Satan, who came to me as Lucifer. So that was one of the first lies that he came to me with. So G.o.d. said he is now what bitch boy Satan wanted to use as his identity, Lucifer. So I did the same thing by stripping him of his name, Satan, and called him bitch boy Satan instead. Stripping him of his name, Lucifer, and calling him bitch boy Satan instead. Stripping him of his name, Baphomet, and calling him bitch boy Satan instead. Or Baphomet met a in his mouth that killed him. I did these things because it's what God revealed to me that he did, that contributed to the fall of bitch boy Satan since the beginning. of bitch boy Satan so that he can fall again. And this is how he fell. Bitch boy Satan now has a penis in his face. That penis contributed to the fall of him, meaning the real death of him. So he died by human beings, male species, penises, coming together as one penis that is in his mouth, permanently placed in his mouth. That is the penis portal that spits in his throat, curse of ejaculation that contributes to the clogginess of his throat for him to stop breathing on human beings. And in general, his throat is getting clogged, and it's also being sent up into his brain, his mind, which has distorted his mind. And now he has something called cancer, a cancer in the spirit for just bitch boy Satan. So these are the things that I did with my hands based off of the things that I collected from G.o.d. that basically told me without telling me how to kill bitch boy Satan. That's what I did. So, yeah. In due time, we'll see it. In the meantime, know that time is irrelevant and just live. Be and receive. A lot that's coming from me is abundance. That's all we have to experience now here on earth is abundance. Bitchy was the lack. So with his removal that's happening with time, abundance is what we can now receive. And be in the state of mind of so that we can be who we were intended to be as God-like beings. So yeah, that's it for today. It was lovely basically doing this video, letting you know these things. Take what you take from it, don't what you don't. And love yourself, love others. And I was going to say love G.o.d, but I'd rather say love money. Because then you can be the G.o.d you need to be. To thee. I'm Yashika. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so that you can see when I post more.
Press the button. Receive.